Hi there. For my career profile number 2, I chose to study more um, about an occupational therapist. So, an example organization would be Seattle Children's Hospital, and their address is 4800 Sandpoint Way, Northeast Seattle, Washington 98105. And you can find more information about that at seattlechildrens.org. And really, there's various example organizations, any hospital or clinic usually has employed occupational therapists. So for my career contact, I actually just used the internet. I found a really great website with a lot of very concise information that helped me in my search. So the working environment of an occupational therapist, or OT, would be, like I mentioned, a hospital or a therapist office. And really any kind of therapist, a physical therapist, occupational, or speech therapist. Most OTs work 3 and 4, or 3 and 4 OTs work full time, and sometimes they work the nights or weekends, just depending on the needs of their patient. Some typical stressors would be that you deal with injuries, illnesses, and disabilities, which oftentimes can test your patience and be a little frustrating. Another one is that sometimes, again, depending on the patient's needs, it could be an inconsistent work schedule. Some typical benefits would be retirement, a 401k plan, insurance, vacation time, and I'm sure the list could go on. Just as the pay increases with masters, I would assume that the benefits, are of plenty as well. So common job tasks would be to observe patients doing tasks, asking them questions, and reviewing their medical history, as well as evaluating their condition and needs. You'll develop a treatment plan for your patients to help in their recovery. And then some educational requirements. You have to have at least a master's degree, and part of the degree, you are required to obtain a 24-week clinical work experience, so experiencing it firsthand while obtaining your degree. And like I mentioned, you have to have at least a master's degree. Some OTs have a doctorate degree. I think there were 5 schools in the nation that had the doctorate program for OTs. Another requirement is that you must be licensed or registered OT. You must also pass a national exam upon your graduation, and then you have to take continuing education courses to maintain your certification. So some about the salary. I found it interesting. There was less than 10% that made $50,500 or less. So most make more than that. And there was about 10% that earned over $107,000, so kind of a broad range. But the median salary is $75,400. So your starting salary, I didn't get exact numbers, but I would think it would be about $60,000, and anywhere up to around $107,000 for experienced OTs. So some miscellaneous career information. It listed some important qualities that people interested in this should have. So communication skills, you're working a lot with people. Compassion, flexibility, interpersonal skills, patience, and writing skills, because you'll be writing up your plans and medical history and all sorts of things. And then another thing I found is the job outlook. The need for OTs is significantly growing and is forecast to continue growing significantly. So I obtained this information from truity.com. Thanks.